everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Veil with Adina. I am Adina, you guys' medium for the evening. If you are new here, welcome. I am a medium, a psychic medium. So if that's not your thing, you are welcome to go in peace. If this is your thing, then I hope you find a thing to enjoy here. Welcome. To all of my new viewers who just found yourself here for the first time, nice to meet you. Welcome. Happy to have you here. And for all my returning OG Busted babies and loyal subscribers, happy Thursday. Blessings to you. Hey, Sissy. Hey, JD. Thank you, Sissy. Models don't make enough money for me, unfortunately. And I don't like the attention to be focused on my looks. I like my attention to be focused on my brain. So I don't think I'll ever be a model. And I lose inches in height as I get older. So if I ever did model, I'd only want to do runway because I think they make the most money. But I keep getting shorter as I age. Hello, Miss Carol. Thank you guys. You guys are so kind today because I haven't been in the highest of spirits. So thank you. So shout out to everybody who was able to join me earlier. I popped up about 9:30 this morning doing a live. Oh, thank you, Sissy. It's kind of what I'm doing here. Yeah, I used to model. I used to do John Casablanca when I was young, and I felt very uncomfortable because of all the men that were there. Um, as a little girl, it felt weird to me because it was so many men there, and I couldn't understand why they were there for girl stuff. Even they, I don't know. Like my aunt took my cousin, my mom took me. My uncle didn't go with my cousin and my aunt to the stuff unless it was a show. But am I tall in real life? I'm 5'6". I have always been taller than everyone else, but I'm 5'6". I'm the shortest of my two sisters and I, and I've lost a couple of inches. I was closer to 5'7" growing up. As I've gotten older, that 5'6" is real solid. I'm 5'6". My baby sister is 5'7", and then my middle sister is 5'8" or 5'9", and then I have a cousin who's also a blocker. It's only four blockers, my three sisters and her. She's 5'9". So all of us are ranged between 5'6" and 5'9", with the oldest being the shortest. I don't know how that happened, but sure. I do seem taller. I thought I was tall too. I've been this height since probably high school. So I haven't hit a growth spurt. So I was tall compared to my peers, which is why I'm used to being tall. But now as an adult, I just haven't grown. So I'm not as tall anymore. That picture I posted on Instagram, my sister standing right next to my mom looks like your twin. You're probably talking about Nettie. That's my middle sister, Nettie. We probably look most alike. We're closer in complexion. Alicia is a tad bit lighter, and she's always favored my dad's aunt. But me and Lynette look alike. Ironically, my two younger sisters are almost twins. Their birthdays are March 12th and March 14th, 1990 and 1991. So, if not for that year apart, I can't imagine how they're almost twins. Born like 2 days apart, 1 year apart. We were always dressed like triplets growing up, but because I'm the older, I broke off from that earlier. But my sisters were treated as twins. So despite me and Lynette looking the most alike, her and Alicia are the closest. All right. So I did a reading earlier. I came in here and did a reading on Meg the Stallion's relationship because it's public. You'll bet I hit the hardest. I actually do, but actually, I don't know. My baby sister probably has the strongest punch. My middle sister is probably the fastest and the one you gonna get beat up by my middle sister because she moved real quick. And she's got really good rhythm. She's really good rhythm coordination, and she's a good dancer. She's a naturally good dancer. And so she's quick on her toes, and like the way she fight, because I've seen her fight, the way she fight, she's able to focus and make all her hits count. So she's fast and she make her hits count. The baby sister is deadly. She quiet, but she's strong. Like physically, she's strong. She got a strong grip. And her ex-husband called my mama saying, come get her from him before she hurt him. He was scared. So my baby sister is the silent, but watch out for her. You know, she snatched a cabbage patch. I told y'all my sister snatched a cabbage patch head off and threw it at me. If y'all don't know how hard those cabbage patch heads are to take apart, they're not regular Barbie dolls. But she took it off in one whoosh, and she used to call everybody stupid devil, stupid devil. But she said it in like a husky, possessed voice. So when she was mad, she takes something and shut up, you stupid devil, and she throws something at you. Now, me, I'm probably the most likely to fight, the most quick to fight because I just will pop off first, and I'm the hardest to get off of you. So that's how we are. I don't know if I think my baby sister has the hardest hit. My middle sister, she gonna take you through that. You need energy to fight her. And me, you gonna need to peel me off of you. And then you gotta hope that I don't have my weapon close by because otherwise I'm too old to fight nowadays. I'm gonna just shoot your ass. I'm gonna stand on my rights. Thank you, Fly God. Thank you. My aunt's colors for her party were blue and gold and purple. Royal colors. Those are her favorite colors because they are royal colors. So thank you. So with that being said, I did do a reading earlier on Megan Thee Stallion and her relationship, and I'm sorry to everybody who missed out on it. I popped up after I got back from the gym, and I actually might start popping up earlier in the day as well as later in the day because I had a lot more people in the live earlier in the day. It was like 1,000 people. I think I had like 1,000 plus views. So maybe it has something to do with time zones. Thank you guys. So I'm going to try to pop up more often, sporadically throughout the day. So just be aware, keep your notifications on for when I do, because I can't tell you when I win, but when I do, I will. So I thought to give you guys some readings just for content's sake. I try to be a little bit high vibrational here, but my spirit said that's all cute. But you also need to be relatable to people. That's why you don't, you probably don't have as many subscribers because some of the stuff that you talk about is not relatable to the everyday person. And as much as I try to force higher vibrations onto people, that's not my place to do so. And I cannot. And so Spirit said, you just keep your vibrations where you want them, but the people want the shit. The people want what's going on. So talk about, give them what's going on. And so it's always the elephants in the room sometimes that I don't address just because I don't want to talk about that type. I don't want to give that kind of energy to this channel. And I also am not afraid, but I just do not want any smoke with anybody's fan base. I absolutely do not. I will, but y'all, I've been fighting all my life. I'm tired. And so I am in my soft Libra era where I am non-confrontational, or at least yes, y'all love the mess, and I be trying to stay away from it because I don't. I just feel like, oh, I don't want to get this reputation of somebody that only reads messy stuff because I value my gifts so much more, but that's what y'all be wanting. So I'm in my Libra era, not my Aries moon era of fight and war, but I'm in my soft girl era. So I don't be wanting no smoke with nobody's fans. I really don't. The membership is where y'all gonna get my high vibrations. And if you don't like it, then you don't have to pay for it. But y'all know I don't like reading Megan Thee Stallion, and I actually didn't tell y'all, but I was not gonna be reading Cardi B or Nicki Minaj for the foreseeable future on my channel since that tiff. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but y'all was just gonna not hear anything about Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, or certain, like if it was like a lot of drama going on, I was gonna skip right past that shit. y'all wasn't even gonna y'all wasn't even gonna understand why I wouldn't talk about certain things, but my spirits was like, let them hoes fight. You be trying to do too much, Dina. You be trying to be too Gandhi on everybody, and people don't want Gandhi all the time. Sometimes they want baddies. Baddies, shot a clock. And you got it in you, so give it to them. It's not that the barb energy scares me, and it's not even the barb. It is when you talk, yeah, kind of, because that's how I got so many barbs here, because I did a reading on Nicki. I think my first ever reading on Nicki Minaj. Next thing you know, all the barbs was calling me. So if you mention her name, you're going to get barb attention, good or bad. But it's the same way nowadays for Cardi B, making this stuff. Now that all the girls, it's a thing to have a fan base. Now that it's a thing to have a base, I don't want to say nothing about nobody, not even in my readings. Because somebody base is going to be like, ah. And it's just like, but they're still humans. And so I'm reading human shit. So I don't be wanting to deal with that shit because I be wanting to cuss at y'all. I be wanting to cuss at people. So, nevertheless, from my Megan Thee Stallion reading, I said, fuck it. Let's go down the rabbit hole. I'm gonna read Tory Lanez because he's supposed to. Yes, the flying monkeys. Listen, and I hope Glorilla fans don't get mad at me because I called them the flying monkeys, but nobody could identify their name. So you guys are the flying monkeys, and I say that with all love because The Wiz is one of my favorite movies of all time. Um, I'm sure it did, sissy. I'm sure it did for JD too. It's a few of y'all who I specifically know a Nikki reading brought y'all here. Because y'all say it. They do have a name. Sissy the Flying Monkeys. Unleash the Flying Monkeys. Y'all gotta go watch The Wiz if y'all too young to know what the Flying Monkeys is. Because watch The Wiz. It's better than The Wizard of Oz. Can't nobody do a scarecrow like Michael Jackson can. And can't nobody do Dorothy better than Diana Ross. I'm sorry. I look like a Jungkook. I look like Jungkook. I don't know what that is, but is that Gangnam Style? Gangnam Style. You telling me I look like something that I don't even know if I'm pronouncing right, but it sounds provocative. It got me going. So, Gangnam Style. You came in here to gag me, and you done gave me a good gag. What was the song? Gangnam Style. And it had a little dance to it. Don't come in here and try to troll me before I force you to get in here in front of everybody and do your dance. Do your dance like you showed me. Gangnam Style. He said I look like Jungkook. I don't know what that is, but it reminded me of Gangnam Style. Come on now, if y'all gonna gag the queen, make sure y'all gag me right. Make sure I can't out gag you gagging me. Because I absolutely will gag myself off your joke. Y'all got the right one. How y'all gonna troll a troll? I laugh at myself. Oh, Jungkook is fine. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was an insult. Wait, he's from BTS, the Jungkook person? I'm sorry, Lord. It's coffee, Miss Carol. It's just, I'm having a late night cup of Gavalia coffee. I promise. Ain't even no liquor. I got Don Julio over there, but okay, so he's from BTS, the Jungkook person, but it's a man. Let me Google Jungkook before I start this. Because I don't know what the fuck that is. Okay? But he's a man though, so no, that's not a compliment to me. For one, he's a white. Okay, he's a Korean male. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. This is the second time during Mercury retrograde that somebody has compared me to a Caucasian. Y'all know I was in Publix the other day, right? Just minding my good pre-senior citizens business because I shop at Publix to get myself prepared to be old and ornery. I'm telling you, I want things my way. I don't want to get out of nobody's way. And I just want to be a little bit mean. So that's why I shop at Publix, so I can learn from the elders how to elder, right? So I'm in there getting my sub that I said I wasn't going to get no more because the bread is starting to be too hard and it's cutting up my gums. Do y'all know the older lady behind the deli counter making my sandwich, all messy like, may I add? She says, you know who you remind me of? Now, when people say that, I always ball up my face before you can get it out your mouth because that is a pet peeve of mine. Do not tell me I remind you of somebody. I look like somebody other than my mama or my sisters. Because I'm supposed to look like them ninjas. Other than that, I hate it. Even if I do, I'm going to be mad because for me, it's main character energy. So as soon as she said, you know who you remind me of? I did that face. And I just start forming my lips into a B word because I felt like it was going to be somebody I felt insulted by. So I was ready to mumble bitch under my breath, but not out loud because I don't call elders out their name like that. I don't care. Y'all know she said, you remind me of Sher. In all seriousness, she didn't crack a smile. So she looked at me and she was blinking, probably trying to confirm that I'm giving Sher. And I'm looking at her and I'm blinking, probably to confirm her dementia. So it caught me off guard. Yeah, yes, it caught me off guard. So I was like, you mean the white lady? Now, usually, before I speak, I choose my words correctly. Had I not been so caught off guard, I wouldn't have said, you mean the white lady to this white lady. I probably would have said, you mean the singer from the 60s? I probably would have said that. But I was so stunned. I said, you mean the white lady? But she was so old, she ain't mind. And she said, yeah. She said, yeah, you do. Then she took it on further. Cher was gorgeous. But Then she took it on further. I guess she was trying to read the bewilderment in my face. I wasn't even wearing this wig, y'all. I wasn't even wearing this wig. I was wearing my curly one. That curly one don't give Cher. This does. She ain't seen this one. She ain't seen this one. She ain't seen me in a 36 bust down, bone straight. She seen me with wavy hair and a scarf on. I was coming from the gym. That's my gym wig. Y'all, so she said, I'm sure you hear that all the time. I said, get the fuck out of here. I had to look at myself. I had to check to make sure I was still colored, to make sure I was still a Negro, to make sure I was still colored, okay? To make sure I still am not passing. Because last time I checked, I ain't passed for nothing but nigga. So I'm looking at my arm, checking my legs, looking at my butt, making sure it ain't sink, cave inward, you know. I'm like, how in the fuck? She said, you must get that often. I said, no, I've never heard that one. She said, now I was just like, I've heard Naomi. She said, no, no, it's Cher. But y'all, funny thing is, y'all said it's the wig. She said it's the hair and the cheeks. Now, I had I had on my curly wavy hair. And yes, it's a middle part, but it's curly and wavy. Cher's hair looks like this. So I didn't give her, because I got Naomi Campbell cheekbones too. I used to call her Auntie Naomi. She said no when I said Naomi. No, Cher. I said, get the fuck, shut the front and the back door. Cher. So cute. Listen, you would never believe, I just thought about you yesterday, and I was going to text you and ask you if you were okay, because I ain't seen you in so long. You crossed my mind, and here you are. My soul just be calling, cute, cute. And y'all just be here, huh? Like a little dog whistle. And I love that for all of us. That means we is tethered together in our souls. I love it for us. That's my hootie hoo. Cue, cue. And you came right on in. You flew right on in. How you been, sugar? I was hoping you ain't get incarcerated, or because listen, I know you a black man in America. It ain't no telling. And I know you a good man, Savannah, too. But ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. I forgot you got a boo. You probably I know what it is. You been laid up. I ain't mad at you. Anyway, so yeah. The lady told me I look like Cher, and this gentleman just told me I look like a Korean man. Y'all, look at Jungkook. That's what I look like. That's what I look. That's who I look like, y'all. That's what it's giving. Okay, moving right along. A little bit. Josiah, shut up. Y'all see it? Y'all see it a little bit though? Well, it might be the cheekbones. Is it our skin tone? It got to be our skin tone. It's got to be our skin tone that's giving it away. It's got to be the skin tone. Let me pull up some images, because if y'all see it, when I move my head to the side. Yep. You know what? Because it's, yeah, I can see it. Right there or right there. I'm going to just, Yes, giving Jungkook realness. Yes, whenever I do this, just know I'm giving Asian. Okay? It's giving Korean skincare, which I do use. So it must be paying off. Y'all, let me find out that good Korean skincare products turn you into Jungkook when you use it. I'm telling you. Y'all better get in on this stuff. Get in on that Korean skincare. It turn you into Jungkook. Okay, Jungkook. Shishani. Shishani. Jungkook. You don't see it, Miss Carol? Look hard now, because I'm finna move on. Miss Carol, you can't see it because your eyes getting old, but that's okay. Miss Shakita, not you just put us up on a new skincare. Got you looking like Jungkook too. Mm-hmm. All us gonna be out here looking North Korean real soon. Just real snow-like. Just look at there. Look, you can already see the melanin leaving my skin, ain't it? You can already see it. You can already see the barbecue leaving my skin. Look, right there. Right there. There it go. There it go. It's coming in. There go my Jungkook color. All right. I see someone is asking me about Nicki Minaj's husband. No. No. See, y'all want to fight. Y'all want to tussle. And I don't. I don't want to tussle with y'all. So, um, Tory Lanez. My earlier Megan Thee Stallion reading made me want to take a look at his attempts to get an appeal in the courts. I know he has had some wins in the courts as of lately. And so I want to take a look and see what the energy is surrounding him and how things are going to go with his attempts to be released from prison. I'm not reading her husband because I don't want to read anything that y'all ask me to read that I feel like is messy. If I read that, then it has to be because I want to. But sometimes y'all be asking me questions because y'all either be on one side of the stand war against these people, and y'all be wanting me to get into the mess, and I only get into mess when I control it. I'm not reading her husband because why? Why you want me to read her husband? It's not going to satisfy anybody if I read her husband, and her husband isn't a celebrity. If the charge was on her, then I would. And in the last Nicki Minaj reading I did, I said in her hopes and fears position there was a concern about her husband, but I didn't even clarify that and get too involved in it. So there you go. There was a concern about her husband just a week ago, the last time I read her. So they're dealing with it. They're aware of whatever they got going on. And it's not something that either of them are ignoring, I believe, or able to ignore. But yeah, no. I control the mess around here. All right. I told y'all his daddy and that Obia and his mama. Remember I told y'all his mama said she make things happen from the other side. Y'all listen. I don't forget spirits after I channel them. They kind of linger. Every spirit that I let come through my body kind of lingers. So I still hear in my mind, I make things happen from the other side. That's what she said, and it seems like things been happening. All right. So, all right, Spirit, please allow me to conjure up. Oh, first, let me give thanks. It's Thursday, jolly old Jupiter day. Thank you for YouTube, first and foremost, for being a gracious platform and hosting people like me and other people who are on this platform, being crazy or being uncrazy, whichever part of the spectrum we fall on. Thanks for YouTube for having us all in this nut house. Thank you for everyone watching us nuts on the other side of the glass that we call viewers and subscribers. I hope you all enjoy us crazies here on the other side of your screens. Enjoy the entertainment. God bless you on this day of Thursday, on this day of Jupiter. May your pockets be fuller than they've ever been full before. And thank you for the subjects that I will be reading today. Each and every last one of them. I don't have time to thank you for each of them individually, but thank you for everybody who I'll be reading. Thank you for this gift. Thank you for my ancestors. May they forgive me for being too busy lately and for slacking off on my caring of them. This is me repenting in front of everybody. I've been slacking off with my ancestors, with taking care of my spirits, spending time with them because I've been busy doing everything else and not making time for them. And I humbly apologize, and I will correct it first thing in the morning after the gym. All right. Oh my God, somebody's speaking Korean to me. I hope I'm not getting cussed out because I didn't know. I thought Jungkook was like the Babadook. I seen the movie. I thought you was calling me a Babadook. A Babadook. I'm sorry. I didn't know that Jungkook was a pretty young boy. I thought it was a Babadook. Thought you was calling me a Korean demon. Y'all, please don't be in here shishing me. I love y'all. I do. I do. Asians and Africans is cousins. We is. Look at my eyes. Ain't we cousins? Mm-hmm. Got them folks started. I can't never not piss nobody off. That's why I don't be wanting to come on here that much, because I can't do nothing right for nobody. It didn't used to be like this back in the days when I first started out, just sitting in the chair and the only doing crime, cold case crime. You only had 99 subscribers. It wasn't like this. But now it's like this. Goodness. I can't win for losing. Tory Lanez. Spirit, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, the soul, and collective energy of Tory Lanez, the incarcerated rapper that goes by the name of Tory Lanez. Is that his real name? Sure. Tory. I think Tory still, raps to keep himself sane, to keep his mind agile. I see he does a lot of, rapping to himself, writing, rapping. In his downtime, I think when he gets down or his mind starts to sink in a negative space, he might make a song or rap or something like that. I think that's his outlet. And that's just the first thing that came to mind, calling him a Daystar. Thank you, sissy. I don't know why that made me so happy, seeing that name, Daystar. That's a great name. His parents are very esoterically wise. That's a great name. Sunstar, Daystar. I love the way they think. I like his daddy and his upbringing, it seems, especially, or at least when it comes to their spiritual strength, their spiritual foundation. I like that. Tory Lanez, talk to me about your attempts to get an appeal. You've made some allies in the legal system, and you've made some positive strides in your fight to have your case retried or appealed so that new evidence can be presented, I believe. What is the energy currently going on with you, Tory Lanez? What's the energy currently surrounding you, impacting and influencing you? What is going on with your case? And I know you can't tell me, but Spirit, show me the outcome. Will Tory Lanez get an appeal? Will it go all the way to the appellate courts? And will they rule that his first trial was not, what's the word? He didn't get a fair trial for some reason the first go around. What is the energy surrounding your appeal attempts, Tory Lanez? And what's going on with you currently, and what would be the outcome of these attempts? Zach TV, didn't you pass away? Didn't you pass away talking about Kanika Jenkins? Why are you here? Unless I have that person confused, but I think Zach TV passed away after trying to expose the Kanika Jenkins situation. And you texting me from the underworld or the other world. All right. This is Tory Lanez. First of all, he's recovering. And like I mentioned, this bandage on his head, I do think that, now I might do a reading on him too. Especially because I got a lot of Shot-Tat Chicago people in here, and I want y'all insight on that. I do think that I think he sometimes struggles with keeping his mind strong, staying strong mentally so that he can fight. But this is a card of somebody persevering and fighting. The fighter, despite all odds against them, is strong. So this person isn't easy to beat up. They got muscles, so they're a fighter. And this is a fire sign card, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. This is currently Tory Lanez. He's been beat up, but not beat down. And he's currently persevering. I know that the hotties will not like me for saying this, but I thoroughly enjoy reading this young man. Not for his music, not because I've never heard any of his music before, and I didn't know anything about him before all of this, but his energy is so resilient. It is a great, like if everybody, when going through something, can have a little bit of this energy, and maybe it's a Leo thing, but his resilience is very inspiring to me. When I read him, I always get a little bit inspired because of his resilience. It's his resilience that inspires me. That's it. His resilience inspires me. It's very strong. A lot of people couldn't fight the whole world, the whole system, even after the system says you're guilty. A lot of men go in there and feel like, well, even if I'm not, there's no hope. It's America. It's the system. They done locked me up. Ain't nobody gonna believe me. I done been sentenced, and they give up. And they give up in their mind. I know my daddy did 20 years in the feds. And I still do not have my father back, even though he's not in the feds anymore. What it does to a person, what it does to a man, makes me sad. It makes me so sad what this prison system, this prison complex system takes and does to people. How it breaks them under the name of rehabilitation and reformation, lies and fallacies. Some people should be in there. Rapists, definitely. Child abusers, elderly abusers, things like that. Nevertheless, I'm speaking about the way prison makes it difficult for people to be resilient. This young man, despite taking on the legal system and a very powerful um, record label and public opinion, the nine of um, the Nine of Wands is called perseverance. You can Google it. Google the Nine of Wands. Perseverance is one of the first words that will pop up for this card. That's his current position. Challenging the Nine of Pentacles, it seems like there wasn't enough evidence to put on him to make him the Virgo. Kelsey, isn't she a Virgo? Kelsey, Kelsey, Kelsey. Every time I read Tory, she comes up as this card. And I remember this card because I said the name of the Nine of Pentacles in reverse is codependent. And the last time I saw it, I said, it reminds me of co-defendant. They didn't have enough evidence to fully support making Tory the monster. And that is because some of that evidence that should support Tory being the monster probably supports somebody else. If they say they had evidence that wasn't presented, it's probably because it fits in somebody else's puzzle piece. And it would have stuck out like a sore thumb trying to plant it on Tory. So, sure, I believe that there's some evidence that wasn't presented or wasn't presented factually, because if it were, I think it would have brought up or led towards a co-defendant and codependent. And I think she's a Virgo, and this is an earth sign card. So, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. That's challenging him. Past. Now, this is Megan Thee Stallion because it's a sword card and she's an Aquarius. This is her, and I'm not going to say playing the victim role, but I want to say it. I was going to say being the victim in the situation. Doesn't matter who did what. She was hurt in some kind of way, in my opinion, in the midst of hurting somebody else. Because remember, y'all, I told y'all I think she was putting the brakes. I think she Donkey Kong kicked that bitch. In my mind, I just see her Donkey Kong kicking somebody. The way my 4-year-old nephew Donkey Kong kicks me now, because he's in this stage. And I feel like I'm going to fly through the room and then fly through the wall and then fly through the neighbor's wall, because he got thick, solid legs, and he he finds something that he can, like the couch that he can, posture himself on so that he can kick back and really get a good kick. And I feel all the wind leaving my body when that little ninja kicks me. So I imagine Megan Thee Stallion kicks or something like that. Not a boy mom, but I'm a boy TT, and I be getting beat the hell up. My goodness, them boys. Woo. JD. That's so funny. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but this is Megan Thee Stallion playing up the victim situation, in my opinion. Playing it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 swords. Playing it up. Now, this would be a bed that she made. So Megan Thee Stallion isn't completely a victim, which is why I want to say playing up the victim role. The problem is with this card, though, is when you play it up, meaning when you cry wolf, there's always an opportunity for the truth to come out. That's the problem with lying or embellishing. there's always the other side, which is the truth. That's just hanging around the river's been like, hey, I know you guys have been running from me, and I don't run, I don't chase, I walk because I'm going to show up and get to my place regardless. So the truth is a walker. It's the tortoise, not the hare, because it gets there every time. It doesn't need to show off. It's the truth. It's going to stand. So the problem when you play it up, for instance, and I was shot in both my feet. Now that is a quote from Megan Thee Stallion after the Tory Lanez situation happened. I know because some random ass, probably Barb channel that I watch on my smoke breaks be playing that clip. She said, and I was shot, and in my opinion, she looked drunk when she was saying it. And I would, because in my mind, she was kind of slurring. She wasn't, but it looked like she was close to. And I was shot in both my feet. It was like that. So it sounded like she was intoxicated saying that. But when you say, that's it, Sherman Exotic Tea Blog, that's it. When I be smoking, I will let something play, and that Exotic Tea Blog is always on my channel, probably because I have a lot of Barbs here. So Barb stuff shows up. But yeah, I done start enjoying it a little bit. The accent, the shade, he be getting me. But yes, that's where I heard it. That's where I heard the sympathy. Me want sympathy. Me don't want no lip. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not a fan. I'm not trying to stand nobody, but that shit is funny, you guys. The shit is funny. That lady is hilarious. That lady and her fans are fucking hilarious. I like jokes, so I'm a stickler for a good joke, and they got plenty. Nevertheless, when you do stuff like that, like I got shot in both my feet. Now, truthfully, we heard that she supposedly got shot in one foot. But like when you plan up your victimhood, you know, if you're drunk or if you're in a moment where you feel like, it's never going to come and bite me in the tail, then that's when it turns into the Nine of Swords. Because what was the harm in saying, yeah, I got shot? Dot. Period. Stop. End it there. In live. Before you say something that could come back and bite you, don't overtalk. Just say just enough. I need to be on somebody's PR. Yes, it's true. I got shot and I'm recovering, and I would like to do so in privacy and in peace. That would have been the one and only statement that I personally ever made if I was Megan Thee Stallion. Yes, I did get into an altercation and I did get shot. Currently, I am attempting to recover physically, emotionally, and psychologically, and I would like the space and the privacy to do so in peace. That was me flicking away the key. Wouldn't have got another word from me. And y'all would have saw me play up my victim role silently. The paparazzi would have been catching me on my way to and from therapy with an iced latte in my hand from Dunkin' Donut, not an alcohol. An iced latte, yoga pants, going in and out of therapy, throwing my hand up like this, pretending like I don't. No pictures, please. Please, how did you find me? Going to therapy. Away from me. No pictures. No pictures. Yoga pants, therapy, iced lattes. I am telling you. And that's the only statement anyone would have gotten from me. Not even a sympathy wig. Not even, yeah, the sympathy wig would have worked with the yoga pants and the iced latte. Not a liquor brand. It didn't work. It didn't work that way. Not going to a club immediately after. Therapy immediately after is where everybody would have been paparazziing me. Crying on a couch, taking strolls with my trainer in the park, sitting down at a restaurant having a brunch with my therapist because we've become friends because of my growth. Child. That's when they should have launched that first annual gala for the Meg the Stallion Stable Foundation, the Escatarian Stallion Stable Foundation. Immediately after, I'm talking about a good 90 days of therapy PR, another good 90 days of yoga and personal training PR, which she did. So they follow. They think good, but not good enough. And then the next 90 days, foundation and gala. You caught that, sissy? You got to be quick with that shade. You got to be quick when I shade. So that's a good almost 9 months worth of PR that would have worked. It would have minimalized the free Tory people because it was all the bad moves that you guys were making that was triggering other people. You don't know how to Karen. I guess because I look like Sher that I know how to Karen. But I can teach you, but I have to charge. The only thing they did right was the exercise, but they didn't do that right because the exercise had to go hand in hand with therapy. And we needed to see yoga. We needed to see yoga. It's one thing to get in the gym, but the gym gives aggression. The gym gives weight train, bulking up. I'm pumping out all this aggression, aggression, alcohol. Getting bulky, but no, yoga gives breathe. Become one with the universe and nature. Become one with your mind. Yoga is good for the mind, good for the holistic health. So yoga exercises is what we should have been paparazzied seeing. Pilates, yoga, stretching, things like that. But that exercise in the gym going hard after finding out about a fight still gives aggression. We needed to see therapy, matcha, and yoga. In LA, JD, come on now. I'm trying to tame it. I'm trying to saddle that thing and tame it. Megan, come on now. I'm trying to saddle you. Help me. Help me ride you in the glory, Megan. I'm trying to hire me for the PR, Megan. Don't buck on me. Oh, Megan, hold on. I'm trying to ride you in the glory. I'm trying to steer you. Because it seemed like in Texas, they done lost us also on how to ride horses. But I'm trying to steer you so you can trot and you ain't got to gallop all over the place. A nice little trot. They didn't do the PR relationship right either. I would have never recommended a PR relationship. Actually, a PR break from relationships. PR celibacy is what I would have recommended. If you're going to get you some, keep it all the way private. You have to look like the only thing that you're screwing right now, the only man in your life is Jesus. The only man that can be known to be in your life is Jesus. After yoga, hell, film her going to church. Come on now. We need to see the Stallion going into the church or something. She needed to promote the hot girl detox, including celibacy, workout, yoga and meditation, and therapy. That would have been an excellent rebrand for Megan and for an Aquarius, because I've seen Aquarius's rebrand from hot girl to housewife. My cousin whose wedding I was just in, hot girl, IG influencer, housewife, natural hair dreads, no makeup, 2 kids, a husband, and she's a trainer now. That's what they should have did. So I wouldn't even recommend it a PR relationship for her. As a hot girl celibacy challenge would have almost allowed her to take accountability without saying anything. That type of rebrand would have said, listen, I was wild. I done got myself into some shit. Hot girl rebrand. We need some zen in our life. That would have sent a very silent but loud message that this shit that I just got myself into is too messy and too much, and I need to detox my life. She would have never had to say much, because those actions would have kind of been like, Meg said, no, 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 no. She don't want no more of that party scene. She had enough. They would have said, getting shot done, you know, changed her. And people would have empathized with her better. Not just her fans, but everybody. Because seeing those actions, it would have been like that hot girl life got too hot. And she's now saying, that changed me. You know, that's a life and death situation I was in. When people really go through a life and death situation, sometimes, I don't know about these YNs these days, but back in my day, it altered you. I've seen a lot of people retire from their old lifestyle because of one experience that changed them. So that was a better PR package that I just gave, but it's too late now. And I don't know if I do crisis PR for free or for cheap. That's a reparation fee involved, and y'all know how those run. So there you go. Instead of that coffee brand, I'm telling y'all, Megan should have gotten a matcha. She should have gotten a fitness rebrand, a deal with some sort of gym or Jamba Juice or Smoothie King or wherever people go to get their drinks before and after the gym, yoga, and all of that stuff. Instead of a liquor brand, I would have liked to see her with like I've never drinking matcha, so I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I just know it's green and the yoga girls drink it. I would have liked to see Megan Thee Stallion before a swimwear line, a workout line, then a swimwear line. Because first you get your fans in the gym, you get their body rights, and then you start influencing them to put on bathing suits. But bathing suits and liquor just gave more hot girl energy right after that. So fitness wear, she could have came out with like her own fitness wear, her own fitness equipment, hot girl gym equipment, bedazzled weights, you know, all kinds of stuff she could have done. Got a partnership with whoever produces good smoothies and, you know, good juices and drinks. That would have been better than liquor, swimsuits, and Popeyes. Um, and then from there, she could have, if she wanted to do liquor, she could have introduced like a skinny girl type of cocktail. I know they have that already, but something like that for the workout girly. She could have stayed in that bag and really found ways to milk it along with her current brand. I didn't even know she did a Planet Fitness collab. I didn't even know about it. But maybe not Planet Fitness. They're kind of janky to me. They're the cheapest gym, and I still don't go there. They're the cheapest gym in my town, and I won't go there. But if they pushed it, you know, the way they could have, people would have cared. Because she has an amazing body, and I do believe she works hard for it. Nevertheless, this is playing up the victim role in the past. Tory Lanez is piece by piece working his way into trying to get out. And he has help. So many people have jumped on board to help him. I know that Representative Luna said she specifically and personally picked out a team. She picked out a team. So there are people working diligently on his case. And whether he can afford their help or not, this is a case for them to try. You know, this is a career case, not a case that you just, whatever, let him sit. No, this kind of case can make Miss Luna. It already has given her more attention and notoriety than she's had before. So this is good for her to take this on. And sometimes we can't care about why people are doing it, long as they get it done. Are they using Tory Lanez's case to promote themselves and help their career? Sure. Is Tory Lanez using them and their desire to promote themselves in their career because it benefits him to do so? Yes. Which is why if somebody is using you, if it's a situation where them using you means you can use them too, then bitch, shut up and get used and use back. There's a such thing as mutually beneficial relationships. That's what this is. Wheel of Fortune crowning him. Tory Lanez does feel like, and he is aware that it will be a tough battle to get all the things that were done undone. Simply because this card tells me that there are powers that be that made his situation this way. Some of it is just bad circumstances. This is just a bad situation altogether. But how it was handled in the courts, though. No, I believe that there are strong, powerful entities like a judge, a lawyer, something like that, that helped get Tory Lanez locked up. So to have to dig his way from under them, that's difficult. And you need a team, but even then it's difficult. Those lips can make me so happy, especially when I say, fuck you, Geronimo. Happy now? You couldn't afford my lip gloss from one of my subscribers. You couldn't afford this lip gloss, not even with the promo code that is given to use it. Talking about my lips make you happy. What about my middle finger to the comma kissers? All right. So below, these are things that were undiscovered, left out of discovery, or undiscovered for some reason. Things not presented, people not speaking up. It's a lot of undiscovered elements in this case. Undiscovered to us, undiscovered to the courts. current action, Tory Lanez is in the middle of Megan Thee Stallion and Milagograms. Remember when I read the deposition, we had a good key out of how he trolled that lady and kept saying she needed a comb. But remember the warning I gave? I said, Tory Lanez, they're not going to let you get away with this. You embarrassed that white lady. And what happened? Was it 2-3 weeks later? He got assaulted in prison? So this is what he's dealing with currently. I think there's still something going on with Milagros' situation that Tory Lanez might still be relevant for. I don't know if he has to depose because he kind of avoided it the first time, but that's what that is. External energy, Page of Cups in reverse, Milagograms. I think this is you. He roasted the hell out of that lady, JD, and it was funny to me. And I admired his resilience in that reading too. Every time I read him, I speak about his resilience and his spirit to not be broken. This is Milagograms, I believe. Reduced to a Page of Cups because they have tampered with her platforms where she was the Queen of Cups. Think they did something with her Twitter. I don't know what other social media platform she's on, but I know that they've been requesting logins. I think that she got her page taken down from a few platforms. So she's had to switch it up. That is why I said this is her, I believe, as the Page of Cups. No longer the Queen, but the Page now, because they have tampered with her platforms because they felt like she was his mouthpiece. This would be Tory, and this would be Milagro speaking to each other. Or Tory would be the fish, Milagro would be the page, the messenger. External to Tory Lanez right now is the Milagro situation. And it seems like they have been trying to get all of her platforms taken down. If they can get her completely shut up in the public, then they will. They don't necessarily just want one platform. If there's a way that they can get her all the way shut up, then that's what the hell they want to do. Not saying are going to, but that's what they want. Hopes and fears. I think Tory Lanez hopes that that stabbing situation will be the thing that lets him out. And I think he fears another attempt on him. Outcome. Now, what is this person walking away from? The Eight of Cups is walking away from a situation that no longer serves you towards something better in the Nine of Cups. If I'm reading Tory Lanez, why would the outcome be a person walking away, leaving a situation? Remember the last time I read him with that story, that stabbing, the outcome, I saw the devil in reverse, and I said, I do not believe he is going to serve the entire 10 years. I couldn't say whether he was going to get out due to the stabbing, but I did see that he's not going to do the entire time that they sentenced him with. So, just like my dad did his full 20, Tory Lanez ain't going to do his full 10. How many years has he been in there? 6 maybe? How long has Tory Lanez been in jail? 2 years? Okay. Okay, yeah. He was convicted in December 2022 and sentenced 2023. Okay. All right, I got the 8 of Cups. Somebody's walking away from something. So let's clarify the 8 of Cups. Ironically, he's been in prison since August of 2023. He's a Leo, and it's approaching August right now. It's Leo season right now, I believe. Good news for a Leo in Leo season. That's poetic justice. That's his mama. Spirit, what is this 8 of Cups in Tory Lanez situation? Is this him getting out? Big Leo energy. Big Leo energy. That would be Tory Lanez here behind this person walking out. Free as a bird. Look at there. Remember back in the old days when prisoners or people used to run away and they tie up that little bag on the end of that stick, sling it over their shoulder and go on a journey? That looked like somebody in prison? Or that looked like somebody free as a bird? Mind you, I'm clarifying. Walking away. Sag, Leo, Aries, free as a bird. There was something that maybe he was involved in, but I don't think he was holding or wielding the weapon at the time bullets may have been dispersed. Even if his hand touched it, I do not believe his fingerprints would be on the trigger. Something about the gun. Something about the gun. Some information was hidden in regards to the gun. I'm not saying not there. I'm saying I see it being hidden. The High Priestess reverse and the Moon, hidden. And it probably has to do with, out of the 3 of them, which one was actually wielding it. Also, the ownership of the gun. Because for the life of me, I've heard nobody else repeat this, but when this situation happened, I remember it being said that Kelsey and Megan had a bag with them, like a bag with extra clothes or something in it. I think it was either Kelsey's bag or Megan's. And it was one of their guns in that. It was their gun in that bag. I think it was Kelsey's or Megan's. But it was said to have been one of those girls' gun. I remember hearing that. I remember hearing about one of those ladies having a bag and having a firearm in the bag. So maybe, just maybe, if a person wasn't aware of a firearm being in a vehicle that they were in because it was registered, licensed, and in the bag of somebody else, if they weren't aware of it until they saw it being brandished, can you really charge this man with having a weapon if it wasn't his and it was in someone's bag until it was brandished? I'm not saying anything except for there's something about the gun specifically that was hidden, not lied about, hidden. I mean, we might not even heard the truth about it at all because it was hidden. This Sherman, I think so, because I heard that story when it first came out, and I think it was from somebody else. The stylist. Thank you. I think it was. Wasn't his name EJ? I think that's who I heard say it. I know I have a great memory. I remember stuff from when I was 3. So yeah, he did say that. And they said that he's not friends with her to this day. So how was Tory Lanez supposed to know that he was in the presence of a gun and he's a felon until he saw it being brandished? And that's for those who say he had a gun on him. Even if he didn't shoot him, he had a gun. I remember somebody saying that one of those girls had that gun in their bag with them when they came to kill Kylie's party. He's not a felon. That's just what people say. I don't know. Oh, boy. All right. Anything else y'all want to see from here? I see a testimony that maybe entered somebody what they saw in eyewitness testimony. That's going to be presented, and the reasons why it wasn't presented the first time, that will be explained in his upcoming situation. I see a Queen of Cups here, so that's Milagro when she first started defending for Tory, and then he kind of ran off into the night. All right, well, that's what I got for Tory Lanez's situation. I see a really positive outcome for him, and I'll just leave it at that. Even if he doesn't get out, because I'm only saying what I saw and I could be wrong. Even if he doesn't, his case is going to go up. It's going to go up. It's not going to stop. It's going to continue to go. Move forward. All right, that's what I got for Tory Lanez. God bless the young Leo. May we all learn his perseverance in the face of opposition. No matter what you guys are going through, and no matter your stance on this situation between him and Megan, his perseverance is something that we can all use. Because this man is unbreakable. My God. Leos are good for that, though. When I got separated and divorced from my husband, or before I got divorced, when I was separated and too stuck and too numb to make any move, it was a young African Leo, a king of the jungle, a king of Wakanda, who came into my life and changed it for the better. I always, always, always thank God for that young man. He doesn't have to be a part of my life today. We didn't have to settle down and get married. But for the season that he was in my life, it was exactly what I needed, because he was very kind when I wasn't able to be kind to myself, and I was coming out of being treated unkindly by my husband. He was very kind, very gentle, and always optimistic. And that is something that I used to sit back and I used to be like, I want to be like him. I want to be like him because I would ask him, how was your day? And even if I knew he had a really horrible day, he'd always be like, can't complain. Such and such can't complain. And, I was like, you know what? I'm going to adopt that outlook on life. Can't complain. I've had better, but can't complain or won't complain. And sometimes even if I know he had a bad day, he wouldn't say I had a bad day. I never heard him say that for years. Could have been better, but I'm doing this and this and this and this and this and this. And so that's something I learned from a Leo. Their optimism, they just so bright. It used to annoy me like, bitch, I know you had a bad day. You ain't never had no bad day. You'll never need to vent. But sure, but why even dwell on it when you could focus on something positive? It's like Leos don't like to be in negative feelings and emotions. And I like that about them because sometimes I can brood a little bit. And not only that, but because of that natural optimism, he always won in life. Everything he did, he won. And I attributed that to the fact that there was no other option than something positive. If in his mind he didn't give himself any other perspective other than positive, then shit, that's what the fuck he manifested. So I and I did pick those qualities up from him, and I still pull from him and my experience with him to this day. So that's big Leo energy. Now, was he for everybody? Not everybody. The man had standards. But if you were in his league, then everybody in there, he was for it. He had standards. You had to be a baddie. You had to be a baddie to deal with him. Sorry, but not sorry. He definitely would turn his nose up if you was ugly, if you wasn't a baddie. But but he was for everybody. Leos, y'all friendly as fuck. Y'all got to be the center of attention, and y'all love when everybody is just singing the praises and adoring you, rubbing your mane so you get to purr like the lion, and they just rub your mane and you just yes, Leo, y'all love that shit. So that's why it couldn't work with me, because I'm main character energy, he was main character energy, and he was too friendly. I ain't with all that friendly shit. His thing was, why would I not share myself with everybody when I am the sun and everybody needs the sun? So, Leo math, I'm the sun. Everybody needs the sun. I'm for everybody. It's just Leo math. And I was sitting there clocking that shit too. I was like, so you are the sun. Y'all ruled by the sun. Everything and everybody do need the sun. So I can't even get mad at you for being for everybody. So I didn't. I had to respect it. You was married to a Leo, Miss Carol. It ain't for the weak, is it? I honestly think Leos and Libras make a great situation. He was a Leo. I'm a Libra. He wasn't my boyfriend. He was my good friend. But to this day, I'm still that experience. It was unlike anybody I ever dated, and he felt the same about me. It's just I wouldn't be okay. Yes, too much love to give to everybody. Too much love to give to everybody. And it's just like, all right, now, your friendly ass. All right, now. You got to have thick skin to date a Leo because, and then they don't want you getting jealous and cramping their style because they're like, bitch, I'm a Leo. I'm supposed to be adored and looked upon. Why you mad? Why is you mad? But I don't mind being a hype man. I'm a Libra. I don't mind being a hype man. I don't mind hyping you up. Leos love that shit. So if you're a Leo and you need somebody to, run their hair through your mane so you can purr. That'll be me. Yes, you so fine, you so handsome, you so smart. Look at you with your strong self. Yeah. And I'm gonna love doing it. You gonna love soaking it all in. You gonna be turned on with the fact that I'm singing your praises and worshiping you. I'm gonna be turned on by the fact that you looking at me like that, like you gonna pounce on me. Leos are the life of the party. I'm a Libra. I'm the life of the party. I love to entertain. Let's party. You want to be the? You want to party? I do too, bitch. So they want to have fun. So do I. I'm not insecure, not jealous because I'm a main character. So no, I'm gonna sit back and let you shine because I know that's what a Leo needs to do. You need to shine. So I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna fall back and let you be in the center of the crowd, cheesing and having everybody worshiping you. And I'm going to be sitting back like, you better make them bow down. Yes, with your fine ass. Just giving you more reasons to. Because, yeah, so I think Libras and Leos, I think they work. We had, at least me and my Leo, we had a great time together. Lasted 3 years, 2 years longer than we anticipated because we agreed on a year. No feelings, a year. But man, that shit was fun. We had fun. The doing the whoopee was fun. When we get together, set up that hookah on his balcony. He buy a bottle of whiskey or a big old thing of Hennessy because you know Nigerians like they dark liquor. And he'd make me some suya. Man, and we sit up on the balcony with the hookah and the drinks and the suya, and then we go in and listen. The conversations was great. He was a I ain't gonna say what his career was, but he had a one of the typical Nigerian male careers, and it's not attorney. But yeah, I listen. It was big fun, big fun when we were together. Not one moment that wasn't fun, and even us keeping it secret, keeping it private, because we kept our little situation secret. Even that was fun. That was the funnest part. That was the funnest part. You know, stealing glances and, you know, receiving text messages that you just got to chuckle to. And that shit was fun. Yes. Now I can only, I'm not in that stage no more. So don't nobody come DMing me, messaging me, emailing me, talking about, hey, I'm a Leo. You still up for that situationship? It was a season I needed coming out of. The only man I pretty much ever known, my husband, showed me that I'm a woman still. And there's life to be lived after divorce. And I needed that because I thought I was dead after my divorce. I thought there was no more life to live. But yes, I had a great time. Woo, child. Let me get off this subject, child, because it's Mercury retrograde and I'll be done. Hey, big head. And Dina don't circle blocks. So, whew. But I sure be thinking about how fun they was when I used to play hide and seek on them. Child. All right, Bel Khalees Almazar, because I know y'all ain't here for me and my hormones, child. You know, 38. I don't know if I don't know. Maybe us millennials gonna do menopause early, and maybe it's just this heat wave because I've been finding myself so fucking hot these days. Hot and bothered, hot physically, hot and mad. Just all kind of heat going on. It could be the heat outside. Anyways, Belcalis Almazar, she has a project coming out. Her highly requested sophomore album. So let's just take a look and see. Most High High Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, the soul, and the collective energy of Belcalis Almanzar, better known as Cardi B. And yes, I call her Belcalis because I love that name. Yes, and I live in Florida, so if it's 101, it feels like 110. The AC be sweating. The only AC that really cools me off is the one in my car. And I'm not just going to sit in my car wasting gas and battery and all that good stuff. But the AC in the house is struggling too. Fighting for its life. I just feel so bad for it. And then it had the nerve to thunder yesterday and lighten a little bit. So I'm outside doing a rain dance because I heard thunder and lightning. I'm trying to bring it. Make it rain and clear it out. Yeah, I'm trying to bring the rain on. As soon as I heard thunder and lightning in this heat, because we ain't been getting no breeze either. I went outside. I said, okay, chicken noodle soup. And let it rain and clear it out. Hey, 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 with a and it still didn't come. So I don't know if I did the wrong rain dance, but if any of my natives can tell me, I done chicken noodle soup out my road. If any of my natives can tell me what the real dance is so I can do it the next time I hear it thunder, I'll do it. Because something got to be done. Jumping for joy and nothing happened, did it, Nikki? All that, and it lightning too. I was at TJ Maxx looking up at the sky like, yes, by the time I come out, it's going to be raining. And was not. The sun was back. Like, ha, got to be quicker than that. It thundered a little bit today. And I almost wanted to hold my breath, but I said, not after yesterday, not after the way you played me yesterday. No, I'm going to have to see raindrops falling on my head before I get excited. And not a man fall. All right, Cardi B, talk to me about your upcoming Sophomore album. It's supposed to be released in September. The last time you went on to one of your streaming thingies, you were saying that it's so good, you're really excited. So let's see, Cardi B, what's the energy currently going on surrounding you as you prepare for your album release? What's going on with you? And Spirit, show me how Cardi B's Sophomore album rollout and the album will do. The rollout and the album itself. Definitely that typical Florida back and forth weather. Our poor meteorologists, they probably do cocaine trying to predict this Florida weather. I'm surprised we still got meteorologists in Florida, because the best you can do is say this the best we can do, y'all. Now it might, but y'all know how it is. They should end every weather broadcast with, this is the weather, but y'all know how it is. Because, child, cows. Fun fact, you can tell by cows if it's going to rain. I have cows across the highway from my house. I live on dirt roads and trees where it's still pretty rural. And when the cows are all sitting under under a tree, when they're all kind of huddled and sitting, that's an indication of rain. All huddled sitting. For instance, anytime I'm passing by that street on the way home, on the way turning into my street, if I see all them cows huddled up under this little shady, this tree, and they all just sitting out, in my mind, they're enjoying the coolness from the impending rain. It's almost like they're basking in the coolness of the shade and the water that they can feel in the air. It always rains. I learned that from my mama because she never sat down and told me, but she was like, anytime, all my life, anytime she would see the cows doing that, huddled up under one spot and sitting down, laying down, she'd be like, oh, must be finna rain. And it always did. And I remember asking her, why, how you know that? And she said, well, you just pay attention. Anytime the cows do X, Y, and Z. And it's always been that way. All right. So, Belcalis, Cardi B, what's going on with you in your life currently as you gear up to release your highly anticipated sophomore album? Am I the Drama? I believe it's called. What's going on with you currently in your life? And Spirit, how will Cardi B's album rollout do? Will it be a success? Will it be well received? All right, Cardi B, let's chat. The moon reverse. The last time I read Cardi B, the moon was her outcome, but upright. Currently, it's the moon reverse. Maybe because the date has been set, has been announced. So we know when it's coming, I believe, but there's still something weird going on about this. Something weird. I know people are saying that she's pregnant. I'm not sure. Something about this rollout though. It's a lot of industry stuff involved in it. Industry stuff. That's how I can describe it. Cardi B, like Megan Thee Stallion, is an air sign. So I just had this for Megan Thee Stallion's or Tory Lanez reading. This was Megan Thee Stallion. This is Cardi B here. Cardi B is in a bed that she made contractually. So now in context, there's a lot of label manipulation going on with this rollout. I think her label is micromanaging her. I'm talking about micro the fuck managing. Literally holding her hand. And I remember she mentioned that she was signing vinyls and her label had her signing vinyls like an employee. That's the micromanaging that I'm picking up. Holding her hand. Cardi, you need to do this. Cardi, you need to be doing this. Cardi, did you do this today? Cardi, you need to do this. Cardi, Cardi, Cardi. And I think this may be different from the first time because the first time, it's like she stepped into a pre-made package. So all she had to do is sell it. Here, though, they want her to carry her load. They want her to carry her career. They don't want to carry it like the old Atlantic. They want her to carry her career. So they're going to do their job that a label is supposed to do and support. But are they going to do what the old Atlantic did, and that's build a costume for her and just put her in it like a ready-made success story? Not this Atlantic. I think they're watching her every move. I think they're staying on top of her. And I'm going to have to say, Cardi, I think that's a lot of your doing. I think your last label situation things were very comfortable for you. You could have your way. And I think you built up a reputation that your new label executives are not going to want to deal with. They feel like if you want us to treat you like a diva, then unlike the old Atlantic who gave you that diva title, you got to show us why we should continue to treat you like a diva. That was them. Quantify your value for us, please. Because we weren't here for those decisions. So sell it to us, please. And I don't think they bought everything. So now she has to work in order to not get into trouble with her label. She can't just show up, make orders, and then they fill in the blanks wherever she falls short. I think that's stressing her out. I think the politics and the industry stuff of getting her album to a state of completion, I think it's been challenging for her because I don't think she's naturally artistically creative. A real artist or somebody that's a natural creative, they come up with tons of albums, some that never see the light of day because they're always creating, they're always in a state, but they can't help it. It's their nature to just create stuff. And so sometimes it's more of an issue of narrowing down all the work that you have and figuring out which direction you want to take it in because you have such a variety of things you can do. You know, you got some artists who like, I don't need all these people. You got some artists who fighting just so that they can be the creative source because the label want to put too much other outside sources. I think this album gives Cardi anxiety because creating an album is difficult if you are not a creative and if you do not have the resources to create it for you. And I just think this go round, she has less resources and they're demanding more of her to justify why they should give her more and do more. I think she's suffering a little bit or a lot of bit from paranoia. And I think that Cardi B, you could self-sabotage. You could get in your own way. I think you already have, and I think that's an issue for you. In the past, it's almost as if Atlantic saved all their artist budgets for for Cardi B. She seemed like she got a big chunk of Atlantic's artist budget. Like it went a lot to her solely. I'm very curious about this card because Atlantic put a lot of money into Cardi on her head, on her chest, underneath her feet. They did everything they could to make her a mainstay. Pentacles under her feet, meaning she's a mainstay. On her chest, on her head, a mainstay. There was a lot of money put there. And there's a community off in the distance, but it's behind this miser, and all he's focused on his abundance. This means that the people, I would like to say that Cardi's rise to fame became organic after the label got involved. I still believe that there is some non-organic matter in her love and hip hop career. I don't know if when she got on it, they poached her, or if they poached her and then put her on love and hip hop in order to give her an organic story to her rise. I do believe she mentioned she was already doing music or trying to break into music when she was on that show. So that's why I said it wasn't wholly organic. I don't think she would have had the success she did had she went straight from ex-stripper Cardi to rapper Cardi without Love and Hip Hop to springboard her. She was chosen. Wasn't Atlantic also looking for other artists that they could put money into to go up against Nicki Minaj? Lady Lesher or somebody like that was one of them that came out and said she turned down the money. She was chosen. Now, from the 4 that she had in the past to the 2, resources cut in half. From the 4 of Pentacles to the 2 of Pentacles, meaning they're not giving her the stability and everything to make her a mainstay like they did in the past. Now, she's got to juggle what she's got to see what she can do with it. Got to juggle what she's got. Especially over the next 2 months, because it's the 2 of Pentacles, in August and September. So we have just about 2 months, a little less than, depending on when her album is being released in September, for her to juggle the resources that they gave her. And then they're going to see what happens. I want to say that Cardi B's most recent crash out, even if it wasn't a crash out, whatever she went online venting about, I think it had more to do with her label. I don't think her issues are with Offset currently as much as they are her frustrations with the label. Because these label people are not treating her as nicely with kid gloves like the last one did. So for her, it's coming off as they're, my ops, they want to see me not win. My enemies preying on my downfall. Stuff like that. I don't think she's talking about anybody but the people who won't let her have her way as she used to. She's perceiving it as they're my enemies, they want me to fall, they're working against me, but really it's business. I usually agree with the side of business when it comes to stuff like that, because not because I'm on their side, but I understand. I understand business. You don't get into business to give your profits away. You get into business to do business. And so if they're in the business of loaning, then they're going to want to make sure that wherever they invest their money, it's a good chance that they're going to get a profit or at least a return. Cardi B, it seems that when the New Atlantic came in and took a look at the books, you were one of the people who they said, let's see what she can do without all these resources, because that's why they were in the financial situation they were in. Giving, hoping that somebody sticks enough to bring some money back in, but it wasn't. So now they're cutting budgets in half, and now you have to go out there and organically get it. I agree with that, Angel. I agree with that. No accountability. Because I don't think, so far, I don't see anybody doing anything. So far, I only see Cardi B in this reading. Only her. The Moon, I think that's her label and her team, but it's her too. 9 of Cups. This is what Cardi B is used to from Atlantic, and this is what she wanted from them now, which is why she's frustrated all the time. Because this is her having everything her way. Wish fulfillment. One person is benefiting here. Not so much anymore. And I think that's a crash out for her. And I do not think it really be about Offset. I think she be wanting y'all to think it's about Offset because she can't outwardly go in on her label like she did before. Because she had to walk that on back really quickly. And then her album was announced. So they're not playing with her. And she know that they ain't. So she gonna, make it vague, make it seem like it's Offset, make it, say it's this, and this, but never say who. Because the frustration is with her label, I believe. Currently, they are giving her their full support, though. Just not the kind that she had before, where they gave her the Let's Go Broke package and hope this works. They're not doing that anymore. They're fully supporting her. I see her label fully supporting her. Everybody's on board, but not with the Let's Go Broke package. The Anubis, the Sphinx, sits on top of this wheel. So it will come and collect your soul if things don't go accordingly. Yes, you got our full support, but this is do or die for you. Just because you have our support doesn't mean we're going to go broke giving it. So we will withdraw it, unlike the old Atlantic, if it doesn't make sense in dollars. Currently, I think she is putting her all into, no more for the culture campaign. And that'll still probably run on Atlantic's paid culture influencers. I think she's working harder than she ever has because I think she's fully aware that this is her chop it up with do or die moment. External to her is the threat. This is the threat that she could fall off completely. It's always hanging in her energy, lingering around. I don't know if she's got a lot of endorsements going on right now. Outside of her music, I don't know if she has a lot of other streams of income that will keep her. So if this doesn't work, I think our Atlantic is just like, and moving right along. If this don't work, moving right along. We'll find new talent, is what I think they're thinking. We'll just invest the money in new talent instead of trying to revive something that the people seem to have stood on and said we don't want it. Cardi B, I'm telling you, there's another shot, but your team can't help you. I can. I already told you what I think you should do with this album. You're surrounded by people who are already obsolete. The current style of music, obsolete. The current music gatekeepers and music influencers, the ones who are creating the sounds that are popular, to obsolete. So whatever they're telling you to do, obsolete. That's why nobody's music is revolutionary anymore, because you guys don't realize that you all, the whole of you, from the executives to the niggas who stand around in the studio and co-sign that bullshit because you get to be an entourage, it's already obsolete. Not saying already sucks. It's already old. It's already outdated. You got to be a visionary to know that, though. Cardi B, I'm telling you. As America continues to reshift, the global world seems to unite under the pressure that the powers that be put us under. Give us something with your spicy Latina influence, even if you still keep your hip hop flair. Give me a couple Carlos Santana inspired beats. Give me a few bars in Spanish. Mix it. Go in and out of Spanish and English. Just like Nicki Minaj goes in and out of personalities when she's rapping. Absolutely, DeFranco. I know you tried it with that I Like It Like That song, but you need to go deeper into an authentic Spanish Dominican bag, because that was too commercially. I Like It Like That. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. Give us something more authentic, more raw. Anyways. Again, give me Spanish Bronx. Give me Cardi from the block. Because you don't have to completely abandon hip hop, but give me a New York Dominican vibe of rap. Have any of the girlies ever gave us that? Because most of them, even if they were Latina, I don't know who was. I don't know why Charlie Baltimore pops in my mind, but I don't think so. They all gave hip hop, hip hop. You are a Dominican from the Bronx. You can give me Spanish hip hop. You can give me Dominican Latina hip hop that's very authentic and not too pop. Something raw, gutter. Hopes and fears. Cardi B is lazy, unfortunately. Cardi B is lazy. This is a lazy card. She has to be pushed to do something. Victor, I would love that. I would love if she would give us like an Orisha's type of albums where she personifies all of the female Orishas, but from the Santeria perspective, or whatever Dominican spiritual system they use. I've created projects, and I've given you guys a couple deities in there, whether I called them out or not. A song called Oya, a song called Shango and Oshun. I just made a song calling out all, as a matter of fact, it's called Return of the Goddess. I ain't gonna let y'all hear all of it, but
this is the return of the goddess. Big mama eating on. Cotton star or soon. May ya mommy wata. Bow down, bow down. Bow down. Oh yeah, I'ma fuck up the game. Bow down, bow down. This is the return of the goddess.
you can. I saw that, DeFranco, and I will be at the November Atlanta show. I will definitely be seeing. Remember, I said I would only concert I would go to, maybe Chris Brown, but Erykah Badu, and only if she did Mama's Gun. And she just announced a whole Mama's Gun too. I'm getting my tickets this weekend, and I will get them for the Saturday Atlanta, the November Atlanta Saturday show, because she's going to do Atlanta on a Saturday and Sunday in November. I'll be at the Saturday one. I'll let y'all know when I get my ticket to let y'all know where I'm sitting and everything. So lazy. And that's in her hopes and fears. So I think Cardi B dreads having to actually work. I think before she showed up And like I said, everything was rolled out for her. I think she hates having to work. Didn't she just get on live, venting about having to sign vinyls? Real artists love that shit. They love the fact that they have a product. Their ideas went from their ideas to a tangible product, and now there are people that are waiting to receive it. I can't even imagine how that feels. I've never been there, and I consider myself a creative, a talented artist, but I'll never know how that feels. And I would sign those for people who love my project until my wrists fall off, until I need a brace, and I'd still be going. I'd be so, I'd just be like, what? All these people want. Listen, not only do they want to listen to my shit, but they want my signature too. Shit. I'd just be sitting there like, all these people like my ideas and the way I express them. It would blow my mind. Because it blows me sometimes thinking about the fact that I've got 2,500 people here. And that's not even a lot compared to other people. But for me, it's like, if all of us were in a room, I could do a small theater. I could do a small theater. You know what I'm saying? If all my subscribers were in the room, I put it like that sometime. Like if subscriptions was the equivalent of coming to see somebody at their show, then about 2,600 people would show up to see me. And for me, I just be like, name one other person in my family that has 2,600 people that give a fuck about them, to subscribe to them, not just to watch them once, but to watch them over and over again. Nobody that I know in my life. Some of them are doctors. I got families that are doctors, military, attorney, but none of them can say 2,600 people will show up to see them in a room. I can. And that freaks me out because I'll just be like, well, why? Why? Why are you guys here? I'd be like, they just as weird as I am. Listen, how did I find 2,600 weirdos out of the world like me? I just be like, this is insane. This is insane. Why are they here? Why do they listen to me? What the fuck? I'd be like, what the fuck? Because nobody in my family treats me any kind of way other than, and they're not aware of this platform, because I've tried to keep them very much far away from this, because I value our relationships. And if I make them fully aware of this, then we will not have relationships. They would feel the need to set boundaries with me because they would feel like, as Christians, I'm evil. And I would feel I need to set boundaries with them because as Christians, they think I'm evil. And that would hurt me. So I try to keep them away, but they have no idea that there's 2,600 people in this world that think I'm kind of cool. Funny, cool, crazy, whichever. But 26 plus hundred people think that. And not 2,600 people even know they exist at one time. So, outcome. Belcalis, this is not a good outcome for your album. When I asked, how will it do? I don't even know. I don't even know how to interpret this as how will it do? Girl, I see a lot of fussing and arguing. I don't know if starting stuff with people is a part of your rollout. That could be true. If random crash outs will increase, I don't know if you will try to make your role, like use a villain or victim arc as your rollout to make it seem like you're in a hate train era. Because I don't like to say this because it gets the stands going, but I do notice certain similarities between Cardi B and the artists they compare her to, especially when it comes to their social media engagement. There are certain conversations that Nicki Minaj has that she always has. She's always been fighting for her life in the industry, so we know her to have somebody that she's going to think is sabotaging her. We also know that she is going to speak about her spirituality. We know that she's going to speak about her spiritual protection, her spiritual favor, and all of her fans are going to attribute certain things to her ops as Anika Voodoo. So when I hear Cardi B online, for one, speaking as if she's in a hate train era, when I have never, and I'm not even a, maybe because I'm not a serious engager of celebrity gossip, but I don't hear people talking about her as bad as I hear people talking about Nicki Minaj. I think that she's treated fairly well, Cardi B. So these ops that she speaks of, I feel like are her label. The people that are working against her, when I hear her say things like she's very protected by God and she's very spiritual, because I just heard Nicki Minaj saying that stuff in her rants like a week ago, a week or two ago when she was in the height of her ranting. But she always talks about being protected and stuff like that. And so I just heard Cardi saying that in her recent rant, she talked about her being protected. She talks about it doesn't matter how long, when people do things to her, it comes back to them. It's just like what people say with the Onika Voodoo, and they've been talking about the Onika Voodoo currently. So and then Cardi B comes out of nowhere ranting about people bothering her. And I was like, well, who in the hell said something? So that I can do readings for you guys, I try to stay a little bit aware. I ain't heard nobody saying nothing about her. So I feel like that's a little bit of a rollout. A little bit of destiny swapping. And not destiny swapping because the swapping didn't work, but destiny copying, I guess. It seems like it's a formula that worked for Nicki Minaj because it made her more endearing to her fans. And her being bullied by people in the industry gave people a reason to defend her. So now it's a formula that's being copied. Find a bully and defend yourself. Stand up for yourself and bring God into it in your favor. So the outcome for her album being the Five of Swords, this is a card of defeat. Now, there are three people in this card. So either this person is defeated or these purple is defeated. But if this person is the winner, then he won at the cost of his moral and ethical compass. If they won, it hurt them to do so because it isolated this person. Meaning we won, but we can't deal with you anymore. And that's sad because we started out together. If he won, though, he probably had to stab them in the back to do so, which is why it's defeat. Even with a victory, which is why it brought me to the mind of starting trouble to sell that album. But as the outcome, because this will be better suited as the near future. The outcome, though, that's why I said I don't know what that means. Let me see. Controversy. This is not a success. It's not a success. And speaking of the Lady Minaj on the bottom, that is not what I would be looking for Spirit to say this is going to surpass her first, or this is going to be good for a second. It seems like overshadowed more by some kind of drama. Yeah, I agree with that, Liv, and that's why music has become what it is, because not enough authenticity. Five of Wands. Now, I don't know if that lady gonna try to hurry up and release something or put out something around the time Cardi does, and that might make Cardi B crash out. Imagine Nicki Minaj try to hurry up and release something real quick just to sabotage that lady. Now, if this isn't Nicki Minaj, this could be a rushed project, but we'll see. I actually think it's a little bit of both. I think the project is rushed. I think it's rushed because whatever she had, I don't think she had a lot of material when they gave her the command to release. So I think she had to go and throw together some things she did have, hence the old stuff being on the album. And I think she had to rush to try to create new stuff. The problem is, not all the new stuff is good stuff. So now they got to rush to recreate other stuff. This is a rushed project. It came out of nowhere. Cardi B, this may underperform Invasion of Prophecy, which is okay. I just don't think that it's going to make them want to substantially invest in the rest of your rollout. Like after the album is out, promoting it, getting you out there. I don't think there's going to be a lot of interest. Oh, Taylor Swift drop in September. That might be what that is and not Nicki. They're both Sagittariuses, so that could be Taylor Swift. And because it's the night, it makes me feel like if it is Taylor Swift, she would be doing this, I think, on purpose. If Taylor Swift and Nicki Minaj are friends, because this night is hurried. It's the second fastest night in the deck. So if Taylor Swift is going to release an album, it's not something that she's been planning on doing for years, and this is just the right time. Hers is kind of rushed too. Probably, probably to sabotage Cardi B on behalf of Nicki Minaj. They are cool. I can see, because I know people want Taylor Swift and Nicki Minaj to do a song together. That's too much star power. However, Taylor might be like, listen, that might not work for my brand, but you know you my girl, right? So since I can't do that, what I can do, Taylor is under UMG. Child. Seven. Ooh, this could be Taylor. She could be doing it to get back at somebody who's not her friend. Because if they, look, Mean Girls, not friends. Child, this is Taylor Swift putting out a project for her good Judy. Child. The Petty. Not Taylor Swift Mirage Petty. Is she a cat? No, she's not a cat. She's a Sag. Not Taylor Swift Mirage Petty. Shut the front damn door. Can I please love you? Like in what way? Let me look into that Three of Cups in reverse, because that's going to tell me if this is petty juice or nah. Child. Not coming out around the same time to be petty juice. Knowing that if one of them, if they come out at the same time, that's going to blow up somebody's spot. Now that is enough to give this in the outcome. Somebody crashing out and just spazzing out on everybody. Not trying to give a tower moment by releasing at the same time due to my friends, your friends, better than your friends. That's how we keep up up the biz, yeah. We laugh, we cry, we let it on, let it on, let it on. Never let me down. Gonna pull me up, pull me up, pull me up, and never hit the ground. My friends, your friends, better than your friends. That's how they keep wearing depends, yeah. That's not the lyric, but sure. King of Cups. Would that be Drake? Oh, Drake. That is Drake, because Taylor and Drake are both on UMG. I think that Knight of Wands is Taylor if she's on UMG, because this is Drake. And this is probably Drake's situation with UMG. Ooh, this is messy boots between these people. I think Taylor wants to release an album around the same time Cardi B does, on purpose. If y'all said she hinted at it, that's what this is. I ain't against nobody, but I do be gagging at this stuff because it's just gags for me. Cardi B peep game, so that may have triggered her recent crash out. She's aware that Taylor Swift is going to release the album. That'll make her crash out too. So Cardi B, she just be crashing out. But it be because of this industry stuff. Not Offset. Nah. I see crash outs in Cardi B's future around her album. Drama. I'll say drama. More drama than sales. Spirit. Will she sell well? Will Cardi B do really well financially when she releases her album? Am I the drama? I see you in some. Page of Pentacles. When I'm releasing an album, I don't want to be the page. I want the king or the queen. Not even the knight. Because the knight is that slow growth. May not be do its big one when you drop it, but a year or two later, it's done reach gold and platinum. But the page, it'll do all right. It'll do its little yang yang. It's a little yang yang. Do something. It'll do something. You know what I'm saying? But after that, it may be a while before she releases anything like another album. It might do okay considering that she's been gone for so long. And this could be Beyonce. Because she's a Virgo. That's a Virgo card. There's definitely a desire for a Beyonce collaboration. I don't think Jay-Z is too anxious to get too heavily involved with Cardi B because she's signed to someone else. She's signed to Atlantic. So it's only so many favors Jay-Z is going to be willing to do. I see the barbs here. Nicki Minaj's fan base. Unfuckwittable. I've seen that in several readings. Nicki Minaj's fan base is unfuckwittable. Nobody in the industry can deny it. Not from the highest of heights to the lowest of lows. Not from her biggest op to her biggest supporter. They can't do too much with her because of her fan base. They can only sabotage from the industry. They cannot take her down because of her fan base. They can sabotage her, but they can't take her down because of her fans. The Queen of Wands and the Ten of Cups. That queen and her beloved fans. They cannot fuck with that lady as long as she has barbs. The moment any of the barbs leave her, then that's when she'll probably leave or the industry will destroy her. But they can't. They're not gonna destroy Nicki Minaj. It's too far gone from that. They can fuck with her, but destroying her, that's impossible because she's done too much. It's too late in her career to destroy her. You can only destroy somebody who's still coming up. Now you just got to take her out, but you can't destroy her. You just take her out and replace her. Not destroy her, though. She's solidified. And I think that's why Cardi B be on Spaces or whatever that thing is called that she streams on, trying to get that organic relationship with her fan base. But Cardi B, after you done cuss them people out from here to Africa for years and years, child, good luck. Some of them are gluttons for punishment, so they gonna ride with you even when you clock them upside their head. But you've done too much to have the Barb fan base relationship with your fans. Your fans support you in spite of something or someone else. Not just off the strength of they think you're a lyrical genius, a creative genius. Yeah, telling them people to die and all kinds of stuff. Whenever I used to hear about that, I wouldn't look at Cardi B. I look at her fans like, y'all just gonna let her talk to you? That's like a bitch coming in here and be like, I'll whoop everybody in here. And all her fans like, shit, let me be quiet before she come over here and whoop my ass. Yeah, that's when I have to get up and leave the room. Because since you said everybody in here, let me get up and not be in here. Because you're not talking. First of all, you have to beat my bullets. I told you I don't fight no more. I ain't no child. Fighting is for kids and men. Can you punch bullets? Big 45 rounds? What can your fist do with those? Thanos? You better have on every infinity stone to be able to stop them bullets with your fist, honey. All right. What am I doing here? Cardi B, what is this drama? Tour. I see a tour. There's a lot of money invested into that too, and somebody's scared. I know she has a tour scheduled. Somebody's scared about all that money that's invested there. But something, they have to go through with something. They have to go through with it. Who said that Cardi B was one of the richest in female rap? I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about it. I ain't saying she poor or broke, but I don't know if her numbers are that. It, I don't think that she's that rich. I just don't. Not if Atlantic feels like they didn't recoup everything from her. How could she be? I don't see that here. And I say that because of this. Now, this is a lie, a big lie, surrounding some broke activity that somebody's making due to their job. I think that's a lie. I do not think she has that much money. And I say that because the label would be very happy with her and be more than willing to invest as much money as she wants because they recouped everything that they invested the first time. That has to be a lie. How could she be competing in finances with a rapper who has been rapping and making money in that industry, touring, releasing albums for over a decade, maybe even close to two? Cardi B hasn't released another album in almost a decade, has never gone on a tour. How is she the second richest woman in rap? I do not believe that with these cards. Now I'm seeing that with her tour because that clarified her tour. And that explains why there's some fear around investing in her tour. She does not make money. She's not profitable. All right. That's that. Her album is called Am I the Drama? The Five of Swords is all about drama. So at the end of the day, her album is going to come out. That's what the outcome is. It's going to come out. And I would have not gave my sophomore album that name. It's power in a name. It takes on the life of the name. Drama and you being drama is not the way to manifest, not the platform to manifest a long awaited sophomore album, because there's already the sophomore slump that people talk about. But yours has been 7-8 years in the making, and you are known for drama on the internet. September in the season of harvest. No wonder I didn't see anything but the Page of Pentacles. This is all wrong and rushed. They should have released it in the spring or the summer. Not in the fall, not in the season of harvest. Because in the season of harvest, people have already decided on what they like and don't like. It's getting ready to be cold. People don't care. People don't care as much. People aren't as open in the fall. We start bunkering down. Start getting angry and cranky because it's getting cold. You know, the end of the year is coming. Businesses got to do taxes. So, not a good season to release this project. Since it's been so long, I would have done it. I would have done a spring or summer release. Fresh new energy, ripe for abundance. I also would have not given it a name about drama because Cardi B keeps up a lot of drama online. Yes, you are the drama, I believe. And you don't want to give an album title with a question. That's almost showing. Now, this is a little bit of psychology. That's why I should be here on her marketing team if they could afford to pay me, but I see that they can't. It's not in the budget. Your album title, After 7 Years, is a question. It sounds insecure. You sound unsure of yourself. Am I the drama? Now, we already know that you second guess yourself a lot with your music. So, giving it a title, I'm just saying, sissy, I just got to put that out there. I'm nice, but I ain't cheap and dumb. Am I the drama as a name? You should be making an album pronouncement. Your album should be pronouncing something. It should be stating something, expressing something. Instead, it's asking something. It's asking us, the general public, to help you figure something out. When after several years, nobody wants to help answer a question, nobody wants to help you self reflect. We want you to entertain us, and not me when I say we, but the people. And so, besides the time of the year, you clearly don't have as many spiritual people on your staff as you think you do. And everybody's spiritual until they find out that you also have to be wise and intelligent, which is why I said, not the harvest season. If you're going to do a harvest season release, then that means you have to have been putting out albums. Rihanna in her prime can get away with that because Rihanna was releasing albums back to back to back to back to back to back. So she can afford to release in the harvest season. Everybody's still full and eating off of her. And just when they're digesting, she gives them something else. You can do that when you've been pouring out a lot. You can release almost whenever you want because it's not going to affect your bottom line. People know that you're going to put out something again if this doesn't stick because you keep putting out stuff. But after 7 years, you release in the fall. When people have already decided in the spring and the summer what music they like, what music artists they're going to be listening to during the winter, when we can't be outside as much and we just got to chill, headphones on, AirPods in, listening to music in the house, consuming. We're in the house, we're not outside as much. The spring and the summer, when artists release in the spring and summer, we've already decided if they've given us the vibes that we want to carry us through the rest of the year. In the fall, people are less open to something else, to something new, because we turned up with everybody else's releases in the spring and the summer. By the fall, we want to chill with whatever they gave us. We're still listening to the work that they gave us in the spring and the summer, and we like it. So now we have a lot to compare your project to after we've had time to sit with theirs. It's one thing when we can compare it in the spring or the summer when you guys are all releasing it together, because we all got to give you all a fair chance. But no, some of our favorite songs and music and artists have grown on us from the spring to the fall when you're just now releasing. Now we have to say, okay, that's nice, but I'm really feeling what X, Y, and Z gave us in their project. It makes it more difficult, puts a lot more pressure on you to perform very well. It's a risky move to release in a down season. On top of that, you lead with your insecurity by asking a question. Hey guys, I know I've been quiet, but y'all think I'm the drama? Y'all think I'm the drama? And by the way, y'all like my song? Y'all like my album, right? And do you think I'm the drama? It's like you want us to like your album and you want us to have therapy with you. You're asking too much of us and you haven't given enough. That's the energy behind the name that communicates to me. And not everybody is as deep thinking, but signs and symbols, things are communicated to the subconscious this way. So if I was on your team, I'm going to send powerful messages to the general public's uh, psyche about how to make them love your music, even if it's not the best. I'm going to make them love it. So your outcome was the Five of Swords. That's a card of drama. To answer your question that you presented in your album, since it is a question, I think so. I think so. I absolutely think so. And now look, you got people answering your question instead of being more intrigued to listen to your music. Before they're even intrigued to listen to your music, they're going to be turned off because you've reminded them of all your drama. Your album title is reminding the people of all the drama that you've been in by saying, Am I the drama? Now we're going to recall every internet crash out, every time you cussed at your fans, every time you wished them death, every time you threw a shoe at somebody at a gala, every time you paid somebody to get beat up allegedly. We're going to think about those things because you've pushed those things in our mind. You should have said, Am I a Latina? Because now we would have been debating that music you would have gave us that had both. Now the conversation would have been Afro-Latina killing it in a new genre. Dominican hop. Not hip hop, but Latin hop. You know what I'm saying? Give us the give us that. I would have loved to debate whether you gave us more Latin culture or more American culture, or if you blended them both. And then the conversations about, Latins and American, all of that. You could have took this thing and then you could have used that to get into politics like you want to do. Stand up for all the Latins in America because right now they could use your help. They could use your voice. And they might be Mexicans, but they can use a very well-known and powerful, popular and influential Latina American that is also interested in politics to give us a Dominican Latin American Latin hip hop influence album that gives homage to your Latin ancestors and the culture that you like to participate in, the Black one. You can make a political statement with it, and you can sell whether the music is good or not, just off the time, just off of the political statement. And you have all kind of people that would be deemed illegal in a video and give us a they don't care about us Michael Jackson moment on that album. Then have all of the Latinos of the United States, the Mexicans, the Dominicans, all of them who have made the U.S. their home and are now being threatened with being forced to have them all repping their flags, standing on trucks that have ICE spray painted on it and, have your fake ICE agents in the video for you, like, something like that, very revolutionary. That could have carried you, Cardi B. And this, what I just gave you, is for the free. Nothing else after this. Because your team ain't smart enough to do what I just did off freestyle. And I just gave you a career to retire off of. Just off that one song. Just that one idea. You could leave music, get into politics. They would accept you in politics. They would. But you need a song to push you there. You need that, and this is the moment. So if I see you doing it after this, I will send some attorneys after you. and ask for my reparation fee. Because none of them boy, them ting them down there, Pondalantic, Ponda bankruptcy lantic, can do this. Ponda bankruptcy lantic, Ponda bankruptcy titanic, in the Atlantic. They driving y'all all into icebergs. They need Big Mama. Yes, and the busted babies. Higher beyond the veil. Now give me the reparation fee and I'll split it amongst the busted babies. We'll have a case action. Y'all all just send me your email and then we'll just split it up. Everybody might only get $10, but we'll get it because we earned that together. All right, well, that's that. I did Tory Lanez. I did Cardi B. I did Megan Thee Stallion and Clay. All in one day. And that's after the gym, in between checking on my real estate client to look at the progress of their house, answering emails and all kinds of other shit. And my niece was here attached to my hip all day. So I'm going to have some 420. And then I'm going to go to bed. It's tomorrow, Friday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Love you all. God bless you. Enjoy your day of Venus. You guys go make whoopee tomorrow. It's the day of Venus. Make whoopee. Wrap it up, though. Be safe. Only not wrap it up if you are trying to start a family. Don't just be out here wrapping it up because you like the thrill and the feel. Put some on that thing. Y'all sending too many of these babies to the chop shop and they coming right back. Coming right back. Mad. Calling all the millennials old because of all the babies that y'all done sent to the Neverland. Now they coming out mad at you. So anyways, go have some fun. Some sensual sexual seduction on this day of Venus. Kiss somebody. Tongue kiss somebody. French kiss somebody tomorrow. With consent. God damn it. Because I hear y'all say less. No. With consent from that person. Yes. Have some friction. Some body friction. Rub up against one another. Rub up against one another and create heat and water and stuff. Touch somebody and look at somebody in a seductive way. Touch on your neighbor and say, neighbor, give me some of that ass. Yes. And by the time I see y'all on live, I want none of y'all to be on live because y'all all humping, or I want everybody in here out of breath and smiling because y'all just got finished. Okay? Enjoy yourselves. Be safe. All right? All right now. Auntie love you. All right. Bye-bye.